let's just say we follow all the theories and say that the first user was Joy Boy. And then Joy Boy ended up pushing this fruit to the extent that, honestly, it just became Super Hawks. We can't really just go out on a limb and just be like, yeah, Joy Boy had that. Like, Joy Boy could have, for all we known, had Dragon's fruit. Because we know Dragon has a fruit, right? He has to. Like, something happened with wind and weather. Like, that could have changed so much more. But I don't think it connects to Joy Boy. I think if we're doing that, we're talking about now, like, destiny and faith and prophecies and the way things are written. And yes, like, Luffy is within the prophecy. He is going to become, if Joy Boy is a reincarnation, that's kind of like stupid too to me, because now it's like his story's already told. He just has to follow the plan of the story. So I can't really get behind that, because now it just feels like a character like Ichigo. You remember in Bleach, like Ichigo was Hollow and Quincy and Shinigami. He was just born and built to be able to defeat the ultimate opponent at the end. And I just feel like I don't like that with Luffy. Like, I would rather just have it, he just goes through these battles and endures. But instead, it's like, no, he beat Moria because of the fact that he was destined to beat Moria. He beats Kaido because he was meant to beat Kaido. Even though I know he has to get up every single day and choose to fight these people, at the end of the day, too, it's like he's not really choosing, because that's already written for him. Like, he's a written character that's going to do all that already. I don't like that, man. Like, I don't agree with it. I think Joy Boy's a different character. In comparison, yes, they might do the same thing, but I think the same thing means changing the world in a way that changes everything. Then it brings joy to the world, unlike darkness. He's just another person that brings up that mantle. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's like, presidents aren't the same, right? But each one is different. And I feel like that's how it should be looked at for me.
No, I can agree with that. I think Joy Boy is his own person, and they don't share like that. Because also too, because I kind of feel, I mean, I could be wrong. I kind of feel like if Joy Boy had that ability and how big Joy Boy was, and everyone knows him, wouldn't someone like note that this rubber guy? Because also too, a lot of people view Luffy's ability as kind of like nonsense, like Doflamingo. Who would have more knowledge about the behind the scenes than him? That we've seen out of all these people. Like, he's a celestial dragon and everything.
That is such a great point. Yeah.
And he was always been like this, like, what is this ability? Like, he viewed Luffy as a joke. He didn't take Luffy serious because of his ability. Also, Luffy's character, he's like Doflamingo said, take this seriously. Like, be serious. Luffy's like, I'm always serious. So it's like, the rubber ability doesn't show like, oh, it's great. It's kind of looked on like it's looked down upon. Yeah. Especially compared to all these other abilities that we're seeing, like lightning, fire, magma, ice, and dragon. Like, rubber is like your Gomu Gomu. Like, you're like, what is that? So that's what like Sebastian brought up before about Luffy making it great, because he's taking this ability that seems like a child's plaything, rubber, and making it to compete on these top levels.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. If anybody's going to know about the history of the world, it'll probably be Doflamingo, just because he was a Tenryubito.
Yeah, and Lawrence brought up a really, really good point where he says throughout the history of the show, nobody has ever gassed the Gomu Gomu no Mi to be anything.
Yeah.
And like, Luffy's been on the world government's radar since East Blue. And they knew he had a devil fruit since East Blue. And there wasn't no, let's bump his bounty up like they did with Robin. There was no, let's have some increased focus on getting him, you know what I mean, because of his devil fruit. Like, Eam should have had some level of knowledge of this if it's some important devil fruit that they need to target. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it could be special for any number of reasons. I agree with both of you. The reincarnation of Joy Boy, and it's his old fruit, I would hate that. Luffy is supposed to be his own person that earns the right to be, like, there's a difference between fulfilling a prophecy and being reincarnated to destined to fulfill that prophecy. Like you said with Ichigo, where everything was laid out, where he was part of every single thing and he had to be able to be the person. With Luffy, it's just him that's gravitating these people to him and causing these things to happen. If it's, he's the reincarnation of somebody, I would hate that.
It's the same thing like
You know what I
Naruto.
mean?
Like
Yeah.
Naruto delved into
Yeah.
the whole Sasuke and Naruto are reincarnated from Indra and Ashura, and this is why they are so special to the story.
Yeah.
And it was good for Naruto, in my opinion. It was good for Naruto.
Was
just
it?
from a storytelling aspect of Naruto, and they delve into like chakra and how it's passed through people, and I felt like that's a great way to explain reincarnation in a way it's acceptable, because we know that these two characters are insane. But when it comes to Luffy, when Oda has so much world building and so many details that matter now, and then we won't know it matters now and it matters later, I get that Luffy has always been meant to be that guy that surpasses everyone. He's going to be the Pirate King. But I don't like the fact when his feats are now being said to just be part of the prophecy. Like he's going to just do this no matter what. Like there's no faith.
Yeah.
It gets rid of faith. It's like, yo, I have to believe that this guy is going to win. But now it's more like, yeah, this guy's going to win.
He's scripted too.
He's
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that was a good one. I feel like that conversation is so common right now.
I have so much more I could say, but
Yeah,
I'm not
same.
gonna say it now.
Same,
Yeah,
same.
it's just a lot.